If you are one of the many people keeping track of your steps every day, you're definitely not alone. But what impact do those steps have on your overall fitness goals? How many steps should you be doing? Joining us now is fitness expert Libby Norris. And Libby, we were talking, you were a keynote at a conference dealing with just...
No, I was emceeing, listening to the keynote.
Okay, sorry, I heard keynote. I heard keynote went with that. But emceeing, but listening and taking in a lot of that knowledge. So when it comes to this, because we see people walking around with all sorts of apparatus, how many steps and how many make a difference in a daily fitness routine?
Well, it's funny because that 10,000 steps benchmark that we hear so often is very much like 8 glasses of water a day. There's very little research behind it.
Is it
when
a guess?
It started, it's an educated guess, and it actually started in the 60s in Japan with the promotion of this pedometer, and that's what the pedometer was called. But then it was adopted by the walking groups there. Following that, there were research studies, and they did show that for an apparently healthy adult, now that's something important to keep in mind, that 10,000 steps is a good general measure for overall health. Now, it's a little too low for kids and too high if somebody's an older adult or living with a chronic or issue or disease.
And 10,000 steps is the equivalent of how many kilometers a day?
About 5.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a good benchmark, but it depends where your fitness level is, where your activity level is. Like with anything, you should always note where you are and then gradually increase both time and intensity.
Now, what about all the devices and the apparatus and everything else that people are wearing to keep track? Are you in favor of that?
Well, those are great for finding out where you are and giving an actual number to it. And it very much depends on what kind of person you are and what kind of motivation works for you. Because, ages ago we had the pedometer push and everybody wore the pedometers. Well, how accurate they are varies. And now it's Fitbits and Garmins and Misfits and all these other technology tools. And they can all be really great, but it depends, and they've done studies on those too. And just like any other exercise or diet, a lot of people fall off after 3 weeks because it becomes labor intensive to fit those into your day and the novelty starts to wear off.
The bottom line is motivation, right? What motivates you?
Yes, and motivation, but really the key thing, so at this conference there were all these new tech tools and all the latest and greatest workouts, and what it really comes down to with all the research and the lectures that I'd gone to and the keynote, the message was we need to move more during our day. It hasn't changed that, but now we've got so much research that points back to getting that 150 to 300 minutes a week, which translates into about 30 minutes of activity a day, because your health risk, even if you add in exercise, and we hear so much about this, if you sit the rest of your day, even if you exercise and go to a class, your health risk is still up. So we need to move more during our day, and that's the best way to add more calorie burn in your day, whether you're just starting or whether you're already working out.
And little things add up, right?
Yes.
Parking the car a little farther and walking in, taking the stairs, all those things we've heard through the years.
And fitness people do that raw and tell you how to do those things. And the easiest way, one of my favorite researchers, Dr. Len Kravitz, said the best way to fit those in is to embed them in your day in a regular routine. So they're not on top of what you already do, they're what you do.
It's just part of what you do.
Yeah, part of what you do. So every day when you're taking a drink of water, which we're all pretty good at now, stand up, because even standing up out of your chair is reducing that sedentary time at your desk or during the day. And you can burn anywhere from 297 to 477 calories. That's equivalent to an hour-long fitness class.
Lib, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Some great advice. And you can read Libby's blog on our website, canadaam.ctvnews.ca.